Hello, I am Jose Vigil. I am a guitar maker here in Granada. It's a traditional guitar and it has a cedar top from Canada. It's quarter sawn. It has been selected among quite a few tops that I glued together, cut them to shape, thickness them down, and then I measure quite a few things on it, and flexibilities, densities, speed of sound, frequency. So finally come up with this one. It's also made out of rosewood, Central or South American rosewood. The rest is pretty standard. It has an ebony fingerboard and cedar neck. And tuners are Scheller from Germany with a beautiful engraving on them and snakewood buttons as well. Well, I mean traditionally as opposed to a double top, a sandwich top, or a lattice bracing. It has 5 braces with a reinforcement bar underneath the bridge. And the system itself is very orthodox. There's nothing, let's say, revolutionary about it. I try to focus on selecting good material for the top, trying to understand how it works instead of trying to find a different bracing or something that I let the wood work itself instead of making the bracing work for the sound. So I focus on selecting the right material for the top. I see it sort of a membrane, like in a loudspeaker. It will move with the energy coming from the strings that go through the bridge and will excite the top and will amplify the sound. They're Granada guitars and they're made here, and I've used the techniques that have been used for decades, and I've learned from a master that in turn learned from another master, so they have been proved to work. But then the actual model that you do, the measurements, the bracing, the approach to selecting materials, I think that goes with each individual maker. That comes from your experience and your awareness of what sound do you want to get and how critical you can get to be with yourself. Like one of the most difficult things is to accept that the guitar is not there where you want it to be yet. So you have to keep working and try different things. That's probably the most difficult thing I find in guitar making. Well, I got started as a guitar maker, you see, pretty much by chance. I played guitar since I was a kid, but I never had a good guitar, or I didn't play classical guitar, so I didn't really need it. I studied economy and I started to work, and then I got bored and I traveled around, and by chance I ended up in Granada and I met a guitar maker, and I actually noticed that guitar makers exist nowadays. I didn't even know that guitars were still made by a one-man workshop. I got curious and I said I could give it a try. So during the summer I was working in Denmark and I went to the library, public library, and amazingly they had every book about guitar making that was ever published, and I got like 6 books and I spent 5 months reading all about it, making a list of tools that I would need, and on the way back to Granada I bought all the tools and gave it a try, and it clicked. Like I would get in the workshop and the day was over and I didn't even know how long I had been in there. And yeah, it's been a while since then. But it's been fun.